To this day. To this day.
It's a move.
To this day. To this day. To this day. To this day.
Okay, the food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego.
To this day.
I'm stacking up these
To this day. To this day.
We gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, but I need it back. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing in the summer. My chakras align and I shock them like blunt. Only part we acknowledge a nigga is problem.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Came in a drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming and doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, this not a placebo.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, but I need it back. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. We in your city, pull up where we at.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the misfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God of my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art, the C is for
To this day.
T is for tech, I'm playing it
To this day.
for tech, I stay in the park. Acres are acres, get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts. Okay.
The food, the art, the clothes. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, till in the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grand, I'm stacking up these C-notes.
Facts.
Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Found out the hacks, but I need it back.
To this day. To this.
Fuck it,
To
we
this.
gon' put this shit on our back.
To this.
We in your city, pull up where we at.
It's a movie.
Brother Red Pill, I'm reporting live and direct. Yes, I am outside on the south side, forest bathing, sun gazing, and this is the first day of KT the Arch Degree 7-day fast. All right, fruit, water, and of course vegetables and whatnot. And I'm charged up. I am fired up. I am in the countdown to the Saturday Masters of the Universe workshop, right? I am mastering my universe. Keyword you in universe. I'm taking care of my mental. I'm getting my cells activated and whatnot. You feel me? I'm charging up my battery. I'm getting my mind right, my mental right. I'm tapping into the morphogenetic field and whatnot. I'm sending out signals. I'm uploading, downloading, doing everything that I have to do so I can show up in the most optimum way for the family on Saturday, so we could get this information and we can move forward with it. This is not a one and done. This information is organic. I'm going to deliver it. We're going to spring forward with it, and we're going to make things that have happened, never happened before. Love and light to the family. I will see you on March 18th, Saturn Day at noon, and the fast will still be going. We're going to be drinking smoothies together. Love and light to the family. Peace. Shout out to Black Magic 363, KT Archery Blue Pillar. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. All right. Give me 1 second. There we go. Peace, 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 peace. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Monday, episode 232, featuring your brother Red Pillar. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, we are in the building. All right. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to all of the family let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's get this thing started. Shout out to my Instagram family. I'm also tapped into the gram. I am live on the gram with my peoples. All right. Mississippi in the building. Shout out to Mississippi. S-I-S, yes, yes. All right. Shout out to NC in the building. All right. Shout out to BK in the building. Shout out to New York in the building. Shout out to San Francisco in the building. You dig? Yes, yes, yes. Peace to everybody pulling up. Okay, we got Australia in the building. We got Roswell, Georgia in the building. Greensboro was here. All right. Rocky Mount is up in here. West Los Angeles. Sanford. All right. Shout out to Sanford. Greensboro. I see you. Harlem was popping. You dig? All right. The big island of Hawaii is in the building. Aloha. Michigan was popping. KC in the building. Shout out to KC. Shout out to KC. The Bronx is in the building. What's good, family? Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Baltimore's in the building. New Orleans is in the building. You know when they say you have one of those eureka moments or an idea or a moment where the flashlight pops above your head? We need some AI that could do something with all of this right here. All of these people that live in all of these different places, you know, my mind is just really is racing right now. I'm seeing something. You know what I'm talking about? I'm getting an upload, not a download. So pardon me, I'm definitely seeing something. The whole grid is connected. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in from wherever you are tapping in from across this morphogenetic grid, this electromagnetic grid, whatever ley line that you laying on, whatever meridian you meridianing on. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to you. All right. Yeah. Atlanta, Honduras. You know what I'm talking about? So we are here. We are in the building. This is a late show. You know what I mean? I like my late shows because, you know, it's more laid back. Y'all got a lot of the information, I'm sure, from the other shows that preceded this on YouTube. Shout out to my good brothers at Urban X. Shout out to Black Magic 363. That commercial that you just saw is a promotion for a workshop that we got coming up on Saturday entitled Masters of the Universe. All right. One of the top workshops of this year. Not because I said so, because y'all said so. You know what I'm talking about? Not because I said so, because the information is so pertinent to the right now. Everywhere that you look, if you haven't heard, or everywhere that you turn, it seems that this topic and this conversation and this quote unquote, you know, this trending word called AI, artificial intelligence, or like my peoples on TikTok said, Allen Iverson, or almighty intelligence. Everywhere that you turn, this is something that's on people's minds and their hearts and their mouths and whatnot. The majority of the people, depending on where you're at in the world, are having conversations about AI from a fear-based, uninformed, right? You are, you know, they say that you hate what you don't understand. Yeah, you hate what you don't understand mind state. You're afraid of something because you don't know what it is, because you don't understand how it works. You don't know the history of it. You don't know the future of it. You're not really aware of it. You just know that it exists. And you getting your information from the news or from where other people say. They're saying, oh my goodness, AI is going to come and take jobs. No, AI is not going to come and take jobs. Somebody who knows AI is going to come and take jobs. A nigga who knows how to use the AI, he's going to come and take your job. It's not AI. You know what I mean? AI is the tool. AI is a tool. AI is something that people are utilizing, you know what I'm saying, for multiple use cases. To monetize, to commodify. Some people are using it to collect data. Some people are using it to automate their work and whatnot, make their lives a little bit easier, increase productivity, 10x, 100x. Some people are using it for nefarious reasons. Do you know the potential of, do you know the scamming or the scammers, the people who are out here fishing and whatnot? Do you know the potential that they're about to quote unquote level up in their game? Do you know what deep fakes are going to do to the game? Do you know what, quote unquote, being able to clone someone's voice? Do you know what being able to clone someone's likeness? Do you know what it's going to do to the quote unquote underworld? These people are going to figure out some things. So you should be very aware. One thing that I always say is I'd rather be aware than unaware. You know, consciousness is awareness. And you received your superpowers when you became aware of them, right? That's how it works. A lot of us been walking around and whatnot, completely oblivious to our powers, completely oblivious to what we bring to the table, completely oblivious to our purpose, right? Or for that matter, some of us have been unfolding into our purpose as we move along, somewhat how an onion peels and whatnot. So you can't be on level 9 if you don't get through level 3. Okay. So you got to meet people at their levels. You know what I mean? But what you don't want to do is you don't want to be eye level with the devil. Okay.
To this day.
You don't want to be eye level with the devil. You want to lift yourself up, lift every voice and sing. And what Masters of the Universe is speaking to, right? The quote unquote double entendre in Masters of the Universe is we're speaking to individuals, right? And letting them know by showing and proving to them that they're masters of their own universe. The universe starts with a U. You know what I'm talking about? So the key to this whole thing, regardless if I'm talking about almighty intelligence, ancestral intelligence, okay, or artificial intelligence, what I'm ultimately speaking to is the intelligence in your molecular, in your cells. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. I'm really speaking to getting in touch with almighty intelligence and changing your perception and seeing yourself as the master of your own universe. So tools like AI, when they come, if you're a master of the universe, you'll never utter the a word. You would never say, "Oh, this is evil." "Oh, this is gonna hurt me." "Oh, this is gonna take my job." No, if you master your universe and you understand that you mastered, you know what I mean, that you're writing the story, that you're writing the scripts, that you are manifesting the tools that you need in order to get the things that you want, because you've been witnessing and you've been noticing and you've been sitting in the same lecture that I was sitting in, where people so eloquently laid out the disparities that our people have, or the have nots, what we have not. People have so eloquently told us what we don't have. But how many people are willing to come along and tell us what we do have? I'm really confused. How many people can get in front of their people and gleefully, right, tell their people that ye are rich, that ye are gods? How many people could get in front of your people and tell you that they fear the rise of the black messiahs? Nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. This is nothing new under the sun. And I'm talking about, that's who they fear. That's who they fear.
To this day.
Who,
To this day.
who would get in front of you and tell you that the evolution will be digitized when it was analog?
To this day. To this day.
Right? Who will put it on the line and be like, nah, the evolution will be digitized? You know what I'm saying? If you want to become part of the conscious industry, if you want to be a part of the conscious industry, you should start investing in food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter. That's real estate. That's apparel. That's AI in the technology world. That's software, hardware. With the food, that's horticulture, agriculture. That's all the CMOS. That's all the CBD. That's all the THC. That's all the boomies and the shrooms and the shroom. That's all the creams and whatnot. What are you talking about? That's the plant-based stuff. That's the raw food that costs you $30 for one item. All of that food. Invest in it. Get into it. You know what I mean? Master that one right there. You know, get into the multiple trades that exist in it. And like I said, when I speak about facts, there are 3 tiers to it. The first tier is food, art, clothing, technology, shelter, right? Then there's a private tier. That's the public tier, but the private tier is a different acronym, right? So we've been saying these things and we've been speaking these things and we've been prompting, right? Our reality, right? As we I'm going to show you on Saturday, clip for clip for clip. I'm coming with receipts, right? And I'm not going to do it in an arrogant type of way. I'm not calling myself humble, but I'm definitely not going to be one who will be seen. You know, I don't want to teach like that. You know, that's not my style right there. I'm just confident. You know what I'm saying? I'm cocksure because I got the receipts. So I'll show throughout the quote unquote span of more than 10 years, there's been conversations coming forth, right, from my temple and from my mind and from my mind's eye, along with others who I was at their feet learning from, right? Let's be clear. I'm a master student. But I've been having a conversation, and this conversation has been coming to life in front of my very own eyes, your very own eyes, the world's very own eyes, all who can hear and see, right? And that's not everybody, and it doesn't have to be. But he or she who hears and sees, I don't know who watching these videos. I don't have no control over that. But what I do know is everywhere that I pull up in the Uber or the Scuba, right? Somebody is like, yo, I just saw you on YouTube, on TV, they used to call it. I just seen you on the internet. You internet famous. I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. What did you learn? Right? Fuck the fact that you saw me. Yeah, let's get past that part. What did it do for you? But in most situations, I don't even have to utter that because people are coming forward and they're like, yo, you changed my life, brother. You and your brother, or you and your team, or you and your family, or you and your circle, or you and your network. It goes deep. You know what I'm talking about? I got a pantheon attached to me. It goes deep. Literally, superheroes or superheroes for that matter, when you think about it, living and breathing, the ancestors return, right? A whole pantheon of us demonstrating and changing reality, terraforming reality with thought, with word, and with action. Terraform our whole consciousness has permeated, right, and affected world or global consciousness to the fact that they're running from woke folk. And that's just the pawns on the chessboard of this game that we out here, this game of life that we out here playing on 3 levels. The woke niggas is like the pawns. No disrespect, you know what I mean? No disrespect whatsoever. You just got to know what piece you are, Bishop. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on, maybe you got to know what. Wait, hold on.
You gotta know what piece you are, Bishop.
Speak your speech. Speak your speech. But protect your peace.
You know what I mean? When they say protect your peace, you know, think about it in terms of a chess game, nigga. Protect your peace. So it's just a wonderful time to be alive. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people who gonna pull up to a pity party at this point in the game. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna RSVP for your pity party. I don't even want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? It's too much positivity. It's too much quote unquote potentiality. It's too much possibilities, my nigga. It's too many probabilities out here on some Kang the Dynasty. It's too many variables. It's too many multiverses to pop off in. It's too many quantum universe. Everything, everywhere, all at once, right? Yeah, I told y'all about that movie on Black Magic the other night. Told you everything,
to this day.
Everywhere, all at once. That's the name of this episode tonight. Everything, everywhere, all at once. What does that mean, Red Pill? What it means is in this era that we're living in called social media, we're not realizing that it's more than just what they call social media. Let's talk about we living in the electrified age. With the benefits of the electrified age, what it's done, the evolution will be digitized. What did that do? What that did is that placed me and you and anybody else who is in quote unquote cyberspace in multiple corners of the galaxy and whatnot, while you and your Merkaba is centered in the physical node, wherever you at in this world. You could be anywhere in this world, but you have a representative of what they call a digital twin of yourself doing work all around the world on people's hearts and their minds and their consciousness. You are collapsing the walls of Jericho. Why you sleep, nigga? What you talking about? Hold on. There's a value proposition to that. Okay? There's a value proposition. And what I'm talking about is the individuals that I'm speaking about, and me, myself, and my team, and my brother, and my family, and you know what it is. I'm just saying the community. You know what I'm talking about. The conversations that are being had, right, have trumped, right, and superseded, and quote unquote checkmated, right, and somewhat overextended over or surpassed the average conversation that was being had, right, in our culture 5 years ago. What they talking about now? Financial. Do you know where financial wealth came from? Do you know where the financial wealth movement came from? Where people want to be financially educated and want to be financially literate, and people want to hop out of foreigns and ghosts and whatnot, and Lambos, and they want to be in helicopters, and they want to live a life of luxury, and they want to be billionaires. Do you know where that came from? That seed was planted in this community many, many years ago. Let's be clear. People running around the world talking about they woke and whatnot, they awake and whatnot, and they got they melanin is popping. They want some shea butter. You know, a lot of this has to do with the terraforming, right? A lot of this has to do with the fact we're living in Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Sabi's dreams and whatnot, their visions and things of that nature mixed in with our vision of how we want to see ourselves. I identify as an Afrofuturist. So I'm not impressed with no, I'm not even impressed with what I'm seeing right now. This is not even that futuristic. This is the beginning of it. This is the early stages of that shit. You know what I'm talking about? We are in alpha. You know what I mean? But as an Afrofuturist, I have a vision of something that is on the way, and it is definitely here right now. But you know, I'm playing the long game. I can see clear. So this shit is about to switch up and go brazy, like on some quantum-ish. You feel me? This quote right now. You know, right now. I would say the polite started that talk of that financial literacy. That's a polite thing. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? I can have my discrepancies, or I can say what I have to say about the brother, whatever, but no one can't deny the fact that he infected he's the one who planted that seed. He was the one that sparked that shit, and that whole financial movement that you see going on right now. That man started that, along with, but for the hip hop community, for young melanated brothers and sisters, come on, let's talk about it. That Black Power wave and all of that stuff, where people talking about they proud Sinetta House of Consciousness, along with Sarah Suit and Seti and them, they the ones that initiated the newer iteration, not to take, because everybody's attached to the history that comes before them. If they're not acknowledging it, that's on them. I have nothing to do with that. I know the throughways. I've been talking about the 100-year dynasty. What is the 100-year dynasty? The 100-year dynasty is, if you go back to 1920, there were 3 pillars, or 3 quote unquote, it was like a trifecta, right,
of consciousness in the form of man. And that came in the form of Marcus Mosiah Garvey and his node and whatnot, or his form of consciousness. And I'm not here to debate about the Wikipedia stuff or whatever people have to say about how they don't like somebody. I'm not talking about that. I'm not here for that. I'm Niggapedia. I'm Wikipedia. I'm giving you some of the facts that he represented a certain mind state of quote unquote Pan-Africanism and Black power. And there's been things, there have been organizations, movements, offshoots, and all kind of things that mushroomed out of that node right there, or that culture, or that petri dish, right? Or that discipline, or that school of thought. That's what it is. It's a school of thought and knowledge. And he's not an island onto himself, because we often, speak of the leaders' names, right? But we don't give no credit to their team. And we know the teamwork makes the dream work. So his whiz don't get mentioned. His team and other editors that work with him don't get mentioned. Certain people that work with him on them books and whatnot don't get mentioned. So, yeah, that part. But he spawned, and he's one part of the trifecta. The second trifecta is Elijah Muhammad, right? For the Nation of Islam, by way of Fard Muhammad and whatnot. He sparked a whole revolution of what they call Islam in America. Okay. And a new way of doing Islam that has never been seen. This is brand new to the planet. Okay. This is not the Islam that the Moors was doing. That's not the Islam that the Arabs was doing and whatnot. What the Nation of Islam was doing, they were calling Islam. It's a different form. It's a newer iteration. You know what I'm talking about? And it what that did is that gave you the Clarence X's of the world, or everybody with X's and whatnot, from El Malik Shabazz, who was Malcolm X, right? To Louis Farrakhan, okay? To Khalid Muhammad, and we could go on for days. And I'm also talking about the rappers that said his name in a verse. I'm talking about the time that, amount of times they appear in quote unquote books and in media and stuff like that. Come on now. Yeah. You got to give this man, you got to give Sarah Suit Seti, for better or worse, he got to get his acknowledgement for the doors that he kind of kicked down. I was there on the ground. You know what I'm talking about? He was Thanos. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to keep it. He was Thanos. He came in, Thanos snapping. And that shit it shifted the whole community. It shifted the pillars of the matrix. This shit needs to be told. This is a movie. This is the greatest story never told. You know how BMF is the greatest show on earth? This is the greatest story never told. This is the greatest show on earth. Not that, no disrespect to the coke dealers and whatnot.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
You don't.
You don't find that suspicious.
You was there, the Hootie. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all came later, and there's no, it's love. Welcome. You know what I'm talking about? We welcome you to this experience. It's not even a community, it's an experience. You should be paying for this shit. You know what I'm talking about? This is an experience. It's a spiritual. Y'all are in the midst of some spiritual shit. This is a fucking mythos. You're not watching humans out here playing. Remember, we're not really here like that. This is a fucking projection. You know what I'm talking about? We gods in the multiverse, everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once, right? That's what the Tesseract and whatnot, that's what the internet and cyberspace, I exist in like 4 places at once. It's crazy. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy. I'm on the big screen, right? I'm in the movie theaters right now because American Maroons, which is #1 on Amazon, by the way, that's a documentary from Tariq Nasheed that me and Blue are prominently featured in. And that shit just came out. Right? The year that we took on Red and Blue, 2008, I believe. 2008. When we took that, when we began to encompass that moniker and live the life and really live it in the flesh. Red pill and blue pill in the flesh. If it were a person, you know what I'm talking about? To the T. To whereas I broke it down that my first name is Philip. And PHI is phi, which is phi, right? PHI is phi, that's fire, right? And that's red. And then LLIP flipped around is PILL. So in my name is my purpose embedded inside of it. Like, you feel me? Like, my shit is hidden, bro, in plain sight. So my purpose is programmed in my quote unquote government. And let's not disrespect our people and be like, oh, they gave me a white name or a government name and all of that. No, that's not what that is, bro. Your shit is divine. You just haven't met somebody divine enough to fucking break it down. But we got AI. So don't worry about it. Divine GPT, nigga, on the way. I'm on the juice fast. Don't judge me. Yeah, today is my first day on the fast, juice and fruits. KT got me turned up. You know what I'm talking about? That's your name, Arise and Diamond. Yeah. I have a sister by the name of Dorothy Muhammad out of the nation. I just found, we just linked back up on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, you're not really getting to the baggington. Let me share something with you. This is when the bag is real. When you got to call a lawyer. Hold on. Give you niggas some game.
To this day.
This is how we gonna cut the bullshit in these
day.
communities out.
To this day.
If somebody come and want to talk business with me, and I'm like, yo, what's your lawyer's number?
To this day.
It only get real when the lawyer call. That's when it gets real, because people be promising you a lot of shit, especially in this community. Niggas will sell you the Taj Mahal and make you think that you getting the deed, my nigga. It's not real until the lawyer pull up with you. How about that? So if you want to do business with me, cut right to the chase. The first meeting, show up with the lawyer, because that's when it get real. Okay? That's when it get real. If there's no lawyer involved, to me, in my world right now, it's all bluff. That's how I'm rating you as you starting on 0. It's all bluff until I hear, Esquire. You know what I'm talking about?
Esquire. Until you pull out with the Esquire, it ain't real, nigga.
To this day.
You know what I mean?
To this day.
Bang.
It ain't real, fam.
You just in fantasy island, nigga. You know what I'm talking about?
And
I'm not tattooed, nigga. You on Fantasy Island? I don't got no tats, nigga. I'm not tattooed. I ain't going with you. You know what I mean? If you want to talk business, pull up with the lawyer. Cause yes, nigga, today's price is definitely not yesterday's price. Shit done changed, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Shit done changed. I'm gonna do the video. I'm gonna show you what ChatGPT did for your boy. You feel me? Shit done changed. So I'm living in a day and time that I remember saying, yeah, I'm just waiting for that day and time. I'm chilling until then. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not even gonna pop out with my artwork. I'm just chilling until this time comes. And when this time comes, then I'm lit. I'm active. I'm pulling up. I'm popping out. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, is right now. This is the time that I've been waiting for. These are the tools that I've been waiting for. This is the opportunity in the window that I've been patiently waiting for. This is it. And I'm not missing this motherfucking rocket ship. Okay? And it has everything to do with everything. Nigga, the banks is falling. You need to say Ashe and have more gratitude, right? Fuck March Madness, nigga. It's March Gladness. Nigga, I'm glad that all this shit is taking place on my watch. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to read real good on Netflix or the Tubi series that they come out on me and my brother. You know what I mean? They're going to remake me and my brother on Tubi, and my son probably will play me. Like, I'm just forecasting that. We're gonna be lit on Tubi. Fuck Stars and fuck Hulu. Nigga, Tubi. Yes. Yeah, King Tubi, nigga. That's me. Nah, Netterflix, that part. But anyway, this is that time. And we are here to master our universe. I don't care about what's going on in other universes because there's 850 billion of them. I'm not here to worry. I'm worrying about my universe, fam. You know what I'm talking about? I'm worried about my universe and how I could continue to manipulate it and make that shit work for me. You know what I mean? With a thought, with a prompt. My prompt, I'm mentally prompting shit and opening portals right now, bro. That's how ill, that's how much in the fourth dimension we done found ourselves in right now. That's how far of a shift that niggas have shifted into. I'm prompting portals with my thoughts, and that's a fact. I'm manifesting things, and it's like a prompt. I'm able to prompt geniuses around me. Niggas talk about Chat GPT. You got Blue Pillar GPT. You got KT the Arch Degree GPT. You got Human GPT. There's people that I'm around. I'm respecting. I'm appreciating their genius more. Fucking with the AI. You know what I'm talking about? I'm appreciating emotional intelligence, human intelligence, people who are divinely connected to another type of source. Like I said, we're all projections. We exist somewhere on a higher plane. This is like we're projecting ourselves into these quote unquote meat suits. You know what I mean? These meat suits, these are vehicles. You know what I'm talking about? This is a machine, family. This is maybe your gut or your real brain and whatnot. Maybe it's just functioning and moving. This is a Uber, nigga. This is Lyft. You know what I'm talking about? This is a Uber copter. That's all this is. Don't get it fucked up. Don't fall in love with the flesh. Don't fall in love with this is a fucking Datsun. This is a Pinto compared to the real light body. To this day. Compared to the real body. You know what I'm saying? They could do real things. This shit is weak. The flesh is weak. Right? This is a ball of feelings and whatnot. We're feeling our way through this universe, through this reality and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas talking about artificial intelligence whilst living in a fucking simulation. You know what I'm talking about? Astaghfirullah, my nigga, please. You in a simulation. You not willing to play it. I could play. I'm so in a simulation that I know that playing with the artificial intelligence could tap me into another simulation. How about that? How about that? I know how to tweak these tools and whatnot. How about the niggas is going to use llama to open up portals in this bitch? You heard it from me first.
Face first.
They have a version. I'm not going to say of Chat GPT because Chat GPT is its own model that was trained on its own data sets. And is different. Meta, right? Your man's in them, right? Sloppy Meta, right? And you know what they about because they had your boy shadow ban forever. So you know what Mark Zuckerberg, you know how he moved, you know his body, right? Okay, Meta, which includes IG, WhatsApp, and some other things. They programmed something called llama, right? Not that shit that Michael Jackson had at Neverland either. Llama, like the Blicky llama, probably llama. And llama is listen, I don't understand. I'm trying to explain this in its dimensions and its parameters and give it the type of energy that a type of story like this deserves, because they're not giving it the kind of energy it deserves, right? And I know why. Because of the potential and the possibilities and the power that llama being leaked to 4chan. They leaked a large language model to 4chan. You know what I'm talking about? You know how they say don't panic? Like with the banks earlier, like they was like, if anybody gets on TV and say don't panic, then it's gonna break the camel's back and niggas are gonna panic, right? And I'm not gonna get up here and say anything about panicking. However, in this movie that we're in, this is the scene in the movie where everything goes left. This is that scene with llama leaking. There goes your protagonist, right? We know how the Autobots was made. That's OpenAI. But now we're going to see how Decepticons get made. That's llama in fucking 4chan. And not only is it got leaked in 4chan, but the code is open for everybody. I got the video. I got a clip. I might even play it to show who is 4chan, right? Why we always need to be more in class when, you know, if you're a student of this university, if you're a student of this channel and whatnot, if you're tapped into this quote unquote down this you know, this stream of information, I've done a lot of lectures like Fear of a Black and More Messiah, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? I did Into Deep, talking about the deep web, talking about the deep mind, which is AI, and talking about the deep state. And I got into all of the parameters of things. I did something called Into Deep, Fear of a Black and More Messiah, When in Rome, right? And we explained to you what 4chan is. 4chan is the website that helped radicalize all of the quote unquote white supremacists or white race soldiers who was out there staining, right, our people, or staining, you know, politicians and senators. Like when they knocked off Senator Pinkley, right, in Charleston at the church, Dylan Roof killed a sitting senator, right? And nobody said anything about it. They just said, oh, the Charleston 9 or people got killed in the church. No, he went in there and knocked off a politician that was sitting in Senate. He executed and and he's still living. He's on death row, but the nigga's still breathing. But they put the dude who got locked up for stealing a Twinkie, a Snickers, and he was on his third strike, and they put him on the damn chair, right? But Dylan Roof's still alive. But anyway, the 4chan is an outlet for some of the worst. That's January 6th, the people that did the insurrection. That's all of that's Antifa. That's all of that. That's all of them. That's their hub. That's where they are, quote unquote, proliferated and whatnot. These people, if it were up to them, you would not know the technology existed. You would not know. They were the ones that were marching with our people and never told them anything about Bitcoin. You forgot about that part, right? Yeah. Y'all was out there marching with lawyers. Y'all were out there marching with doctors. Y'all were out there marching with every single corner of what they call as white society. They started killing melanated people as a psyop with quote unquote Trayvon Martin. And that's 2012. Because somebody kindly Google Dahudi. Can you Google the price of Bitcoin in 2012? Let me show you an experiment on how our people been lined up. All they was doing was feeding on you. All they was doing was drinking your tears. All they were doing was making you weaker when they came amongst you and whatnot. All they were doing was cooking you. They were spirit cooking you because they did not give you the wealth. They didn't give you the value. And if anybody been around Europeans and whatnot, you know that they can't help but to leak value out of their mouth the minute it opens up. They love to spill and open up the faucet and give you the value. Okay, the same way that we come amongst them and we start dancing and rapping and whatnot, we spilling the value. You throw a basketball at a nigga, he'll make a movie. You know what I'm talking about? Especially around some white folk. You hand a nigga a mic, he'll make a classic around some rich white folk. So what had happened was they came amongst us and they didn't give us no bars. You know how many Bitcoins you could have been owning, my nigga? You know how much crypto you could have had? You know how much stuff you could have been ahead of if they really would have put you on? But they didn't put you on. They put you off. So there you go, Jonas Guzman. I gotta smoke to this. Come on now. Come on, fam. Let that marinate. If a nigga ever come around and try to talk greasy about red pill and blue pill, and oh, them niggas be talking about crypto, oh, them niggas be talking about NFTs, they don't know what they talking about. Tell that to the nigga that was listening to my show in 2012 and he heard the word Bitcoin and went and bought about 13,000 Bitcoin or $13,000 worth of biddies, my nigga. Tell it to him, bro. Y'all be mad because you're not in front of shit. You're not him. You report things. You know what I'm talking about? You're not providing a wave. You're more like riding the wave, my niggas. You're a reporter. We're soothsayers. We are not the same. You know what I'm talking about? We out here prophesizing. Nigga, you're a reporter. You're reading the reports of the prophecy. So for people that be hating on Bitcoins because they don't got none. And they was late to the party. They're gonna hate on the AI. They're gonna hate on the blockchain. They're gonna hate on the NFTs. They're gonna hate on everything that they wasn't early to the party for. But everybody that was early to the party, they quiet. They chilling. You don't hear them complaining. They would never come out their face and say nothing stupid. They just be quiet watching niggas make completely fools of themselves. Because when they hear fool talk, you give yourself away. Fuck Bitcoin, fuck crypto. Oh, nigga, you mad because you ain't getting no coins off of that, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You mad because you didn't cook that fucking meal, my nigga. You can't hate on that. I know people that became filthy rich and got the fuck out of there before the ship sank. What are you talking about? Are you dumb?
To this day.
Are you fucking dumb?
To this day.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
These sideline niggas watching the plane take off. That's the nigga that's running after the train in the fucking train station in the movies and whatnot, banging on windows. You niggas is following shit like that? No wonder. You know what I'm talking about? No wonder. I'll drink to that. You niggas is weirdos. They be following the fugazi shit. No, the people who can't produce, the people who can't give you what the if like I said, there's a large percentage of teachers that's even a part of this pantheon that I speak of. If the shit that they used to be talking about that they're prophesizing came true, your ass would be in a fucking concentration camp. You'd be dead broke, bald-headed, in a concentration camp, right? Getting your pussy played with. If it was up to them, and a lot of these doomsday gloom type of people, meanwhile, the whole world terraform into our thoughts. The shit is moving. Don't point out the trauma to me. Niggas die every day, B. You know what I'm talking about? This shit a roller coaster. Breaking news, nigga. You on the planet Earth. This the animal planet. Shit binary. Huh? This motherfucker's trying to kill you every single day. It's the fact that niggas is domesticated. If this was still primal, you would be having to fight for your rights every day. Yeah, that part. Go into the wild. The fucking seal got to worry about the shark. The fish got to worry about the eagle. Everything is at each other's throat. You know what I mean? On this animal planet. This shit is aggressive down here. This is a fucking prison planet. And like I said, you're navigating it in a spacesuit or in a fucking, you're attached to what is known as the light fields. You're attached to what is known as the electromagnetic fields. You exist within the quote unquote fields of light, nigga. You're a fucking thought. You're an energy signature. It's not even real, bro. So when you learn how to manipulate this shit, then you're the master of the universe. It's not really hard. Starts with discipline, though. You know what I'm talking about? Water don't pass through open hands. You can't get to it until you show some form of discipline. Remember, you're living in a human suit that's all about experience and whatnot, right? But I've said it before, experience is the teacher, but restraint is power, right? You're not here to experience everything at the same time, everywhere, all at once. You're not here to experience that all the time. You might be here to experience some discipline, the restraint of it, the refraining of it. That's where the power lies. You know what I'm talking about? When you're in the gym, if you refrain from not letting the weight go and pushing it an extra 2 times, that's when the power hits. That's where the reward is. You know what I'm talking about? That's where the reward is. When you refrain from spilling your seed, my nigga, you level up and you charge up. You go to level 4. That's where the reward is. A lot of people can't relate. So when they hear shit like that, they don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Niggas thinking leveling up is getting a raise and whatnot. And no offense to people that get the 50-cent raise or the $500 or the $5,000 raise, but that's not the level up. That is a result of the level up. It just manifests and it shows itself in this movie that we're in, and your ideas and your dreams and your aspirations and shit like that start coming true in your relationships, and people want to treat you better because you treating yourself better, so they give you a fucking raise. You know what I mean? And some people become janitor to the president of the company. Do you think that you became the janitor and you made it to the president because you was running around non-disciplined, because you was running around doing whatever you wanted to do, because you was running around not asserting yourself, because you was running around not doing nothing, you was non-productive, and they bumped you up to president? No. You got leveled up because you leveled up. You created this reality that you're in, from the fries to the motherfucking manager. You did that. It's all is mental. You did that. So the key to this shit is getting your mind right first and foremost. You can't get your mind right if you talking about I hate it here. You can't get your mind right if you got poverty-minded consciousness and you living in fucking lack and whatnot, and you don't think that there's abundance in this world and whatnot, and you don't understand what this world is. That's an oxymoron. You know what I mean? Your concepts and your ideas are clashing with each other, and it's causing you chaos and whatnot. Get your fucking mind right. Okay? Get your fucking mind right. You know what I mean? Niggas be thinking that they know it all and whatnot, but you haven't even experienced knowing it all. You haven't even experienced being everywhere, doing everything all at once. You feel me? So the bare minimums is to change your perception of what this shit is versus what it isn't. Okay? It is what you make it, and it is what the fuck you say it is. First and foremost, it is what you program it to be, both consciously and subconsciously. Okay? In past lifetimes and in this time, because you be thinking that everything that's going on right now is only a result of right now, and that's where you're wrong. Okay, you got to go back into the programming, and that could have been multi-generations ago, multi-lives ago. You know what I'm talking about? Adjustment Bureau. Who saw the movie? Adjustment Bureau. Inception. Who saw that? Shit, Interstellar. The movie of this year at the awards yesterday, right? And yes, it was very white. However, the movie of the year was the movie that I told y'all is the perfect analogy to what generative AI and this new shit called Midjourney and Stable Diffusion and all of these quote unquote diffusion models are, right? Because remember, ChatGPT is a large language model. You're programming it with languages, reinforcement learning and whatnot, right? its evil twin or its other competitors. They have multiple competitors. That until they come out with GPT-4, which is either this week or next. I think it's gonna be before we do this workshop. That's how our ancestors be speaking. They're gonna send me the Bolita, right? They already dropped the whole stuff. They already dropped the world in my lap. But anyway, they're gonna follow it up with the crown. When they're gonna hit it with the jewel, the crown jewel will be when they drop GPT-4. But prior to GPT-4, because that's gonna generate video and stuff like that. Right now, we have the diffusion models, right? And the diffusion models are the quote unquote there are the platforms that create images, right? Now people don't understand the importance of images in this quote unquote holographic image heavy reality that we live in, right? The artist has done more, right? The artist has done more to affect reality than a scientist has. Okay. The artist has affected the world more than the scientist, and that's not to take anything away from the scientist. However, the scientist can't fuck with the artist, because if the science or the scientist discovers something, if you don't see it, how the fuck do you know that it was discovered?
To this day. To this day.
But the artist can create something that they can imagine, and you could discover it 40 to 50 to 60 years later and be like, yo, that's from Star Trek. Yo, that's from the Jetsons. Yo, that was the artist that did that. The artist is more powerful than the scientist. So with that formula, or with that being said, what is taking place in what is known as generative AI, keyword generative. What did my grandfather tell me in Blue Pill the acronym for God was? He said governance, ordinance, right? Because he was an army man, right? He was an army man, but he also said that it stands for what? Generator, operator, and destroyer.
Generator, operator, destroyer. So the first, right?
And this is when we get into the Kabbalah, right? No, you said what movie? No, my grandfather was the one who kind of schooled me to this, right? And he's not, he heard it from, you know what I mean? But it's called generative AI. You're generating from a prompt an image, right? Out of your mind, right? You have the opportunity to create the traffic jam, right? Or the hard drive, right? Or the storage bin of ideas, concepts, storylines, characters, right? Movies, cartoons, comic books, graphic novels, birthday cards, t-shirt designs, everything that you imagine that you ever wanted to create, you could generate it with a prompt. I'm not fighting nobody to understand what I'm saying. Can't get an amen. No. I wouldn't even entertain a naysayer at this point. If there's a naysayer out there, I'm giving out hugs. You know what I'm talking about? I'm Michael B. Jordan. And that other nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Thano, I'm Michael B. Jordan and Kang, nigga. I'm hugging you niggas because you need a hug. That's it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm giving you a hug, my nigga, because you need one. And I'm going to keep it moving. Niggas is out here really trauma bonding, and they pain bodies be going live. And we not with all of that. I ain't giving nobody nothing to feed off of. You know what I mean? Love. You know what I'm saying? P. Diddy said, nigga, P. Diddy told me to tell you, nigga, love Carisha. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we flipping that. There's nothing to argue about at this point. It's a done data. It's a done data. It is what it's in its bag. You know what I mean? It's nothing that I could do. Hands off. This shit is in overdrive. It's in quantum. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You could play with it if you want. You know what I'm talking about? But you now have the opportunity to create anything that you want. You could generate thought. You don't even have to use your hands. That's the game changer right there. You don't even have to do your hands. They got the shit that you could hook Mid-Journey up to voice command. You could speak art into reality. DALL-E 3, DALL-E 2. You could just speak it. You don't got to type it. So now when you don't have to type it, you are speaking thought into reality. You're guiding, generator, operator, destroyer. So Chat GPT. Oh, I got to end this live. Peace, y'all. Love and light. Go come to the YouTube. Know the Ledge Media. Melanin Mondays. Right? So, hold on. Melanin. So with chat, with look, bro. Let me just share something. I'm telling you, the shit is up and it's stuck. You're just gonna want time. That's why if somebody told me, yo, I got a tool that can help cut your time in half or for your productivity so you can have more time to live, because we only here for a smidgen of time. I'm doing that because what I need most is my time. You know what I'm talking about? That's what's the most important. That is the asset class that, you know what I mean, I find the most valuable out of all this shit. Is all frivolous. I need my time. More than like, I need my quality time because I got shit to do with my time. So when I'm able to tap into a tool that's gonna speed it up, come on now. Come on now. I'm doing that. I'm doing that, bro. You know, and I'm putting on 1,000 people in my community on the 18th, right? Maybe even more than 1,000. I'm putting them on, right? To exactly what it is that I said that I'm about to, you know what I mean? I'm putting them on to it too. My cup runneth over. Can't hold this information if I wanted to. You know what I'm talking about? My cup runneth over. You know what I'm talking about? I'm microdosing niggas right now, bro. I'm not even. Things like somebody called me up the other day, was like, man, Red, man, you shooting your load, man. You giving them too much. I'm like, fam, what are you talking about? I had to bang the phone on him. I'm like, nigga, I'm literally microdosing right now. This is not even a heroic dose. You gonna get you gonna get this work. You are gonna get the heroic dose on March 18th. Bet that. But all this is microdosing. I was on, you know, I was giving it up on high level conversations. We just had the episode, right? I don't think all of y'all seen that. You know what I mean? But that was a microdose. The masterclass, we just had this masterclass the other day, fire, and it's still available. You just got to sign up for the registration, and then you get entry. Fire, 3 hours, microdose. Right? The kids book, right? This not the kids, right? Not the goats, right? Shout out to all the goats out there though. Y'all got your book coming too. But the little ones, the youth them, right? The star seeds. I want to say their names. You know what I mean? I want to call them by the correct term so people could be more familiar, right? So people could be more familiar. The star seeds. That's who they are. And that's who I'm aiming to. And that's who I reached out to, because it is important that they get this work. It is important that they get focused on. Let me share something with you. I had a monumental week or strong end or Saturn day, right? I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. This right here, and I've told people too, you know what I mean? Sometimes we stay a gift horse in a mouth and we don't see that they got ice grills and whatnot. But anyway, I was like, yo, and first of all, shout out to my Patreons. You know what I mean? I really respect y'all because y'all show me that, you know, y'all rock with me and y'all have faith because this shit boils down to that. You know what I mean? It really boils down to that. It boils down to that faithington. You know what I'm saying? You got to have faith in the kid. You know what I mean? Because if you trust me, you know that I never steered you wrong. And you know that I'm giving you some shit that you cannot get anywhere else for a premium at that. You know what I'm saying? For the Lilo. You're really getting away with highway robbery, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's about value proposition, and people got to know what this shit is really is versus what it's not. But anyway, this weekend or this Saturday, I went to a college and I was able to speak about AI in front of a melanated crowd. I went to a HBCU called Miles College, right? Well, first of all, before I get ahead of myself, this is my quote unquote Patreon page, right? So I've been telling people, yo, the Patreon, come over here because this is where all of the information, a lot of my information that I've been studying and everything, I do what? I post it on Patreon, right? For people who are willing to quote unquote what? Pay for the information at a minimum. Look, the lowest tier is $5. The top tier might be $500 and whatnot. But for $500, you damn near you know what I'm saying? You goddamn Airbnb in the guest room. I'm just playing. But anyway, yeah, we are super lit over here. You know what I'm talking about? We are super lit over here. We have endless information, tons of information. You will become a pro. Here it goes. I'm gonna read this article when I'm finished with this other one so I can explain to you how this shit is just like that movie was showing you, everywhere at once, right? This article right here is about the quote unquote large language moments are having a stable diffusion moment. That's talking about the llama and how the leak of it is it's like an iPhone moment in the AI world because it's the first time that the community or the average man or the regular man and woman had access to such a powerful tool. This was reserved for researchers and large corporations, not the average person, because governments have had access to chat GPT like technology or what they call predictive machines for a very, very long time. Okay. It was the public's getting their hands on it that made it blow up, right? It made it blow up. That's what made it take off and get everybody talking about is when it came into the public through the release of Chat GPT by OpenAI. They were the first ones to make that shit available to the public. Now, Llama is in the hands of the public, but it's basically leaked into the public, and whoever has control of it can do nefarious things. You can radicalize. It has no parameters. Chat GPT has a muzzle on it. Llama is a rabid dog. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. And we'll go on. And like I said, I'll dive way further into it on Saturn Day. And we're going to explain how you could use Llama to really become the masters of the universe. Because I do not want to scare you. You feel me? I do not want to scare you. I'm not here to put you in no fear. I'm here to make this your best year. Let's be clear. Okay. So Llama leaking is a layup. It's the ancestors with the layup. We want to be grateful. We want to practice gratitude. This is not March Madness. This is March Gladness. Okay. So I'm very glad that it leaked, and I'm with my geeks and whatnot. And we're talking about how to tweak it to our benefit. And the conversation that we're having is making me, I'm missing sleep. I can't even sleep. I'm so excited. That's how lit we are right now. So this is me. This is the good brother Slice, who y'all may be familiar with. I brought him through on the show multiple times. This is my good brother Corey and whatnot. And this is the good brother Verse, right? And this is my other good brother. And this is the good brother Verse. And this is the good brother Next Era Gaming. Okay. And these are multiple students, not just from quote unquote Miles College. These are gamers. We were in a facility called a gaming facility. They have esports. So we were inside of a facility. They had a tournament. This is us doing our panel. We were talking to the students, lighting them up with the information, lighting them up with the truth and whatnot. They were very, very open, very excited, very curious. Even at the end, they asked me a million questions, and we were taking care of their brains. We were showing them a reality they have never even seen, the AI realm and whatnot. They didn't even know certain things about the metaverse. So what it showed me was, because remember, these are the leaders of the next 20 and 30 years. The future is taking place inside of these quote unquote colleges and whatnot. So what it showed me was we have more work to do inside of these colleges, because these college students are paying a lot of money, right? To do what? Just to network, because they're not learning anything. No disrespect, but the shit that they're learning is not going to prepare them for the world that's being created right now. Like I said, they said that the AI is going to take jobs, but they never told you that the AI is going to also create jobs, right? They didn't tell you that part. Yeah, it's going to take some jobs. It's going to take 100,000 jobs, but there's going to be 1 million jobs that are going to be created. They missed that segment in the news. They just can only give you fear because they're tied into Wall Street and other places. So if they get on the news and tell you run and do something with it, that's almost like insider trading and whatnot. They will be biased, but they don't have no restrictions on them giving you the fear mongering part. And that's the shit that niggas been eating. That's the chitlin circuit of information and whatnot. Buy the rumor, sell the news, buy, all of that funny shit. Don't read New York Times. Don't listen to the podcast. Go online and find your quote unquote shows that people that you trust. But old school traditional media, as it showed you on many occasions, is a big lie. And you getting hoodwinked because the whole world is out here and they're not showing you it, but there's a whole world that exists and people are not suffering. They're not living in fear. They're not in jail. They're not doing a lot of the things that they will have you believing and whatnot. It's people making $1 million moves. Do you know I met the one of the head people for Sony PlayStation, and it was a sister, right? Do you know I met a sister, and in her panel discussion, because this is Women's History Month, she said that she's so tired of code switching, bro. She said she's tired of code switching. She's had it up to here. She was like, yo, the George Floyd thing opened up a lot of doors, and it had them people promising a lot of stuff. And she admitted that it moved a lot of things and whatnot. But she's like, yo, I'm tired of code switching. I'm tired of playing their game. And I got up there and we was like, listen. Let me explain to you something real quick, and not to sound arrogant or not to sound proud or boastful, right? Noble Drew Ali said, don't be arrogant. So it's don't be arrogant. But let me explain something to you. The difference between me and you, or you and me, is the fact that there is no code switching on this side. When we go into a venue, right? Or when we go into corporate America, or when we go amongst them people is like, who is he?
To this day.
You got it fucked up. You could have avoided a lot of pain and whatnot and ankle grabbing, because if they say, who is he? What does that mean? That means that they checking you out. They fuck with your swag. They recognize your algorithm. So why would you change it up after they're like, yo, who is he? Nigga, they chose up. When because corporate America, that's a bunch of quote unquote thoughts, nigga. That's box, my nigga. That is some action. That's what that is. You're gonna wine and dine it. You're gonna court it, and you're gonna lay it down, and you're gonna walk away with the bag, with the check, right? You sauce them up, and then you horse them up. John Horse, shout out to John Horse. You know what I'm talking about? You sauce them up.
To
Yeah. And then you toss them up. That's how you do corporate America. You source them up and toss them up. How much is it to speak? 50 bands, sir. I'm like, Gunna, nigga. Yes, ma'am. 44 bands, ma'am. You know what I'm talking about? Look, this is how it works. Who is he? Oh, that's the twin pillars. You know about them? Red and blue pill. Oh my goodness. Can you introduce me to them? Right? Because this is my new policy. You know, I have liaisons. You understand? Look, hi, my name is, I got liaisons, right? They're the buffers. They bring the bags to us. I can't interface with certain people because I'm too woke, right? So the liaisons, which would be like a manager or an agent, or that's what liaisons, a lawyer. You know what I mean? You have buffers, you have liaisons. They interface with corporate America, speak their language and whatnot. You don't even have to talk to these people. You don't have to sit with these people. I'm giving you niggas some game right now. I'm giving you some game, bro. Dead ass. On some New York shit. Dead ass. You know what I'm talking about? You don't even interface with. Like I said, it's not real until the lawyer shows up. It's not real until the lawyer shows up. So if the lawyer don't show up, you talking baby bread. We could figure that out through Cash App, nigga. That's not real money. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta change our lexicon. We have to change our perception, nigga. Like I said, right? No, until when the lawyer shows up, it's real. You know what I mean? Like Drake said, tattoo the name so I know it's real. Pull up with your lawyer so I know it's real. Because that's when we get into it. Yeah, that's baby bread. That's bills, my nigga. They be trying to come at me with bill money. I'm like, fam, what are you doing? I got 3, nigga, and I want 13. Like, are you dumb? What are we doing? Right? So when corporate America asks, who is he? I'm pressing them. You understand? That's the difference between us and them. And I'm not changing anything about me. I don't have to worry about that. Here, fix him a plate. You know what I'm talking about? Fix him a plate. But you have liaisons who work on your behalf, who speak on your name when they're in rooms around trillions and billions and millions of dollars. That's the game. That's how it works. You could get $1 million deals while you're at your house sleeping, and there's somebody out there working your name and your face card. You know what I'm talking about? Instead of putting knives in your back, instead of trying to fuck your stocks up, instead of sprinkling salt on turtle shells, because that's what the poverty minded, that's what the fucking crabs do, right? That's what they doing in the gutter, where gutter things exist. That's not where they're not doing that in penthouses. They're not doing that in heliports, my nigga. They're not doing that on top floors. You got to keep this shit upstairs on a higher level. Like I say, don't be eye level with the devil. And you can't be in the basement, nigga. You know what I mean? You can't be in the basement with this. You got to keep it at a high level. Henceforth, while we are fasting for 7 days, you think I'm lit right now. Imagine, picture me on Saturday. Picture me on Saturday. I'm just starting this fast. You know what I mean? I might have had 2 things to drink. I ain't have nothing to eat all day. Facts. Just some what's that? CBD. That ain't even weed, my nigga. CBD, Delta 8, medicine. And I hit some shit earlier. There was like a dab and whatnot. You know, pure oil, no paper. I got some great news, but I don't want to prematurely jump out the window. No, matter of fact, let me show you something. I'm gonna share my Instagram. I'm gonna show you where I was just at. Me and Blue Pill, man. Like I said, you just gotta have gratitude. Atlanta's a beautiful place, yo. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of stuff behind a lot of closed doors, but Atlanta's a beautiful place. You know, Black businesses, that's a beautiful thing. You feel me? Black businesses is a beautiful thing. And Atlanta has its fair share of that. You know, I could say what I want to say about this city, but that's one thing that I can't take away is the fact that I can't recall many places where I'm going into spots and they're really majority melanated, young, and they got motion. All right, where we at? Check this out. This is gonna be a new lounge spot. I'm just putting that out there right now. You're gonna be able. This is the smoking thing right here. This is the truth. This is the Delta 8, the CBD, the flowers and whatnot. All of that stuff is here. They have exotic teas. It's like a tea bar or what they call a apple, a pocket 3, a pocket. You know, I'm chopping that up. But yeah, that's what this is and whatnot. You know what I mean? There goes the bar with the quote unquote, you know, the good teas and blends. So this is like Royal Chamber. This is gonna be like Royal Chamber 2.0 and whatnot. This will be the bookstore version of it because you can't necessarily read books in a lounge and whatnot. And we don't want niggas lounging and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is not the day and time for lounging. This is the day and time to get active, my nigga. This is the day and time to make some things. This is the day and time to be a creator, like this right here. You know what I mean? Put some paint on a canvas and make some classics and shit like that. You know what I mean? So this spot is gonna be a new spot, and just look out for that in the spring. It got that, you know, this is dispensary and whatnot. So it has the cross, the dispensary thing. You know, they go to open mic, so we could do the spoken word. That's the good brother right there to run it and whatnot. Good brother right here. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, that's what it is. You know what I mean? This is a new spot in the A. Look at the 444, right? That's how high that's how high they gotta get before you hit that. But this man, that CBD, I'm backing off on the paper. I don't do leaves like that too tough, but I'm doing the resin more now. That shit is clean. You know what I'm saying? It is a way better quote unquote feeling off the quote unquote water. The water and just the wax. Water and the wax. You know what I mean? It hit different. I promise you. It hit different. You feel me? So yeah, look out for that. I'm just giving you some highlights, but you know, make a long story short, shit is lit. You know what I mean? It's as lit as it's ever been. You know, everything is going according to plan. You know what I'm talking about? They couldn't stop it if they wanted to. The Facts is officially on streaming platforms. All you have to do is look up the quote unquote album entitled United We Stand, right? United We Stand. I'm going to pull this up. Source Guard has a classic on his hands. Make no mistake about it. The good brother Source Guard, I'm going to have him on the show soon. He put together a straight classic. I'm proud of him. Shout out to I went to his album listening on Thursday, and it was lit. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was at his new spot called the Source House out here in Atlanta. Congratulations on that. We'll be getting up with y'all about that as well. The Source spot, right? We'll be tapping in with you about that very soon. I'm all over this album that he just put out. I'm on like 4. So I didn't even realize I was recording that much music and whatnot. I'm on like 4 joints, right? So United We Stand 2. You could go ahead and listen to it free. This is a classic, y'all. I'm not saying that because that's one of the comrades. I'm not saying that because I'm all over the album and whatnot. I am saying that from a non-biased point of view. This is what we need. I do have people in my Discord in the Netaverse that we are working on some projects and whatnot. But even if you were to work with me and whatnot, you would have to be a part of the Discord because that's the workspace that we are gathering in the digital network or the network state before we put it into the physical node, because we will be gathering and doing work at physical incubators and accelerators in the quote unquote real world, right? We're not just going to play around on the internet all day. We're going to do real things in the real world because that's where real things happen. Also, it happens on, and you know, in cyberspace as well. United We Stand, part 2. What we need is album reviews of conscious music. If there's somebody out there who wants to get lit, who wants to be a part, because if you're doing stuff with us, you're going to become a part of the network. I'm not working with anybody that's not playing on the team and whatnot. That's not the inning that we're in. We're not in that quarter anymore. So if you're going to work with us, you're going to be down with it. You know what I mean? But I need a dedicated 1 or 2 YouTube channels where you could go ahead and do live reactions, and you could also we could watch videos and do live reactions. You could listen to these albums. I will supply them for you because I am the liaison. I'm the pipeline, right? I'm the funnel that comes through our network, and we funnel it to you. There's perks that will be involved, merch, you know what I mean? It's all kind of perks that's involved. We incentivize our partners and whatnot. We have affiliate links for our partners. We'll find different ways and income streams to monetize each one of our partners' channels and whatnot. We'll incorporate forms of AI, you know what I mean? They could read the analytics and whatnot, but could also help you with copywriting, titles, headlines, you name it, thumbnails, you name it, we got it. So we need humans to review these albums. I'm not going to go to AI yet to review rap albums. That will be soon though. But right now we need human expression. I need niggas to, oh, that shit fire, bring that back. You know, Fax is on this album, the Fax Anthem, along with a lot of other classical cuts. Very proud of this young man. He did his thing. He'll really show you his lyrical dexterity on that album. So go ahead and check it out, stream it, spread the word, let the family know. Featured guests on his album include Lizzie Jeff, all right, Donnie Arcade, hi,
To this day.
Sir Bay,
To this day.
Red Pillar, Black Light, right? Free Soul, Lava, you feel me? Illuminati Congo. He got hitters, bro. He got hitters. So, you know, tap in with the young guard and definitely support that. You feel me? Support that thing right there. And yeah, I'm gonna end it because I don't know. I can't end it on this album. I gotta play my shit because of copyright issues and whatnot. I don't want to get hit with no strikington because these people on YouTube are quote unquote thirsty. They took down one of our podcast pages called Build and Destroy. Blue Pill talked about it at length. So YouTube got the algorithms out here sniping our stuff and whatnot. They took a whole page away from us called Build and Destroy. We only put one podcast out. We debuted one podcast and they snatched that from us, fam. You feel me? The other day. And we're working on getting that back. And I promise you, the podcast was about AI and technology. It wasn't even about nothing that they would be considered to be taken away. So, you know, it's weird in these YouTube streets. You know what I'm talking about? It's blood on the dance floor. But we got to trick up our sleeve for them. We got to trick up our sleeve for them. We ain't stressing that. You know, we are not stressing that they not the only places to eat. So I see my brother Jefferson in the building. I'm going to go ahead and end it on this song called Herbal Prophecies. We got a music project that's coming up, you know what I mean? Especially after listening to the Good Brothers, his project drop. I'm inspired. I'm inspired. So I got to get some new music out there as it gets warm and whatnot. So this is a single called Herbal Prophecies featuring me and Lizzie Jeff and Jefferson. Hit up the Cash App, show some love, you know what I mean? This is one of them late night shows. I'm past my bedtime. I'm getting up at 6 a.m. every day this week. So it's 2 a.m. So, you know what I mean? I'm about to get 4 hours of sleep, but it doesn't matter because, you know, I'm lit. You know what I mean? You get up early when you get into that bag. You get up early. You know how that be. You can't even sleep. So I'm going to just take my nap and I'm getting back to it. And this is Herbal Prophecies. And this is Know the Ledge. Peace.
curtains. Slacking and we lurking, attacking and we swerving, clapping them Suburbans. The cannon turn, nickel and they wrapped up in a turban. No virus in my Rona, bitch, I'm a loner. My bathroom sink looking like the cover of Daytona. Smoke a roach, my boss of process and power, I approach computers. Bother killer, yeah, I coach the shooters. The fiend say you're co-pursuiter. Rob the ops, then I post computers. Baking pigs on the coast of Cuba. Bacon's rebellion, lace up the Mason Margellian, chasing the belly and pumping weight, and this horseman pumping face. Yeah, the Ichabod, sick of God. The Knickerbockers come and stick a guard. Tell him sit the season out like he's sick with SARS. KD on the next bitch. I'm AB on the meds. 5 stars, I'm AB on the head. I'm the baby bitch. I'm crazy in the head. Dr. Sadie always say, get your bread, red. Get your bread, get your bread, get your bread, red. Get your bread, get your bread, get your bread, red. Get your bread, get your bread, red.
It's the prophet and the priestess. Quay already lead this. A verbal thesis. Plant-based feast with godlike creatures. 10K features. Let's get our shit together. We ain't even really in this bitch forever. Sharing prophecies from nations of ancients. Feeling dangerous. I know that I came in this planet with the angel dust. Some won't understand it, can't explain it. If you ain't about ascension, you can't hang with us. I'm surrounded by elite of extraordinary gentlemen. Daily divination from the godliest affiliates. Dang, Dr. Save me,
Do my
affirmations daily. CBD with the reishi. Pussy steaming with the Reiki. What else? If you find yourself aligned in a moment of chaos, just breathe.
Cut ties like umbilical. Corporate slave no more. I started at 0. Now I'm living my ritual. Imperial, serial, entrepreneur, invested in herbs, give COVID a cure, flip the equity, arsenal of artillery, bitch I'm ready for war, big God energy, planetary shift off, every day more plays, reactionary niggas is on delay, still waiting, acting so scary, while we skating like the parking lot's vacant, bury artifacts, almanacs is ancient, taking land back and we ain't waiting patient. Harvesting power pieces. Ruins rebuilt with telekinesis. Tesla black out, same color as Jesus. Doors lift like Pegasus. As we raise the consciousness. Savvy was the genesis.
You don't find that suspicious.
To this
You
day.
don't find that